And
Jake,
you
can you
can't write
tell
a
my
static
contacts
character.
against my eye?
If you can't write a static character and make them interesting, you suck. Okay, I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it right now.
You said that last. You said yesterday. Be
I know, but I'm saying it again because this conversation keeps happening. Until people understand that static characters are not bad characters inherently. This will.
Yeah. You remember back in the day when DC was like the poster child, like, superheroes should be characters you inspire to, not actually characters you relate to. Remember that was the motto?
Yes, but then Marvel outsold them for years by doing the opposite. So.
Yeah, Marvel came in and said, no, we'll make superheroes relatable like Spider-Man. And look how that turned out for Spider-Man, he's a outright loser.
Yeah,
it took years, but eventually that idea was not great.
Yeah,
hey, Jake, can you tell my contact to get into my eyeball so that I'm not half blind?
Which put the contact up to put the contact up to your mic, okay? Tell me when you do it.
Here you go. It's up to the mic.
All right, listen, contact. You get the fuck back in Witch's eye. You hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
That's an order.
He said, it said he'll think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did my job.
Now I have to like half blindly update the socials because, like I said, the contact doesn't want to get to my eye, and I want to cosplay before an app gets banned.
Yeah, you're not cosplaying as Nick Fury, are you?
No, I'm cosplaying JP.
Got you. Oh, hey, audience, by the way.
Hey, audience, can you tell my contact to get into my eyeball? Thanks.
I'm
just gonna let it soak in the solution for a little bit. I think that will work.
Get you.
Honestly, you know what, audience? You know what, guys? Maybe get back into swimming because swimming's kind of fun.
Austin can't swim. He's a brick wall. How dare you be discriminatory towards him?
I thought I was going to go somewhere completely different.
Swimming is fun until you get swimmer's ear, man.
That's true. But, it is what it is. All right, I guess we got nothing to talk about. No one has anything interesting to talk about?
So where did your pent-up frustration over static characters come from, Jake?
There's this discourse that's been happening on and off where people are like, man, like, Sonic should cry more. And I was like, no. Because Sonic, listen, like, people forget, like, Sonic's the cool kid on campus, okay? He's like the kid who comes to school, and he's like effortlessly cool. And when he cries, it's like he sheds a tear. He's just shedding a tear. All right? It's just like one tear, a manly tear, okay? But people want like Sonic to just be like man, the pressure of being a hero is getting to me. Oh no. But here's the thing: Sonic is not a hero because he's not Spider-Man, okay? He doesn't feel guilty. He just does it because he doesn't like bullies, okay? If he doesn't want to do it anymore, he just won't do it. Like there's no obligation for him to do it. But people keep making it something that it's not, and it just, to me, and Austin and I have talked about this behind the scenes. It's just like people want to relate to a character so badly instead of just appreciating what the character is.
I would appreciate if this contact would get into my eye so I can start doing my makeup.
And I think my number one argument against it is like, if you want a character that's relatable, Tails is there. And ironically, if you want a character that feels guilt over their actions, Shadow. Shadow's basically the Sonic that people want, but no one gives him that credit. So
you see, it should be about the moments that count when it comes to crying, all right? But when you do it quite frequently, you don't want that to be your whole character thing,
Right. There's a moment in Sonic X. By the way, Sonic X is like a meh show, but like goddamn, didn't understand those fucking characters really well. There's a moment in Sonic X where Cream died. Not Cream. Cosmo. Jesus Christ. Cosmo dies. Like she's a season 3 character. And I think it's in that episode. Or it's either that or like the one where he leaves Chris. There is an episode where Sonic sheds a tear, but he's not.
What the fuck?
Where did it go? Like he's not ugly crying. Basically, no, everyone thinks he's just being emotionless about it, but you see like a tear come off of his eye and like go into the wind. And that's
Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! I can't find it.
You having fun there?
Oh, I found my contact. Oh, thank God! I thought I lost the contact. I would have been so pissed.
Yeah, but yeah, he just sheds like a tear, and it just goes into the wind, and that's all there is. There's nothing any more deep than that. And because it's Sonic, and he doesn't usually show that level of emotion, it hits a lot harder. He's like, damn, that hurt. That because you know who Sonic is, because he doesn't do it that often. But people want to talk to me this character was like, man, I have to grapple with the fate of the world. It's so much pressure. I don't know if I can do it. And I'm like, that's boring. I've seen that before. Other heroes do that. Why does Sonic have to do it? You know, it is what it is. It's. I'm sure one day this will be Sonic's character because people can't appreciate nuances anymore and they want things spelled out for them. But you know,
that's it. So. Alright then. Well, I guess with all that being released, let's get on tonight, audience. Okay, welcome, Comic Fanatic Live, the reviews of the week. You're here with me, CryptoSeeker415. I'm just eating my homemade plum iced tea, so go ahead, move on.
And you're with me here, Jake Tylenol. As far as I'm aware, the one and only. But if I'm not, I see you, imposter, and I will find you.
It's me, Jake Tylenol, the one and only. And if there is another, I see you, imposter.
Are you? Austin, are you turning Jake Tylenol into a legacy title now?
Oh, black replacement by D.
I had to say that.
Oh, I was so close. Hold on. Anyways, before I lose my mind over a contact, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and yes, I am getting into cosplay right now. But if you want to contribute to me getting a new charger for my iPad fund or me getting a heated blanket, Cash App's in my link tree.
Yes. And together we form the Fanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week and on our special Tuesdays. We talk about comic reviews, and tonight is another light week. I guess not a lot happened.
I would have talked about Magic, but unfortunately I didn't read it.
Unfortunately, the magic was not in me. But yeah, so we'll be talking about Spider-Boy, some Avengers stuff. I wasn't really paying attention. Are we talking about Venom? That's not happening, is it?
Yeah, we'll gloss over it. So yeah.
We'll be.
Oh my god, I could see.
We'll be continuing with the intro. We'll be returning back to Master Dewey, and also doing some Radiant Black. So which we have socials. Let's go.
We do. Let's give me a quick second because it took me way too long to get that contact in my eyeball. But you can please subscribe to the YouTube channel because that would be lovely, right, Jake? That would be lovely if you did that. You can also follow us on Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69. We do post updates. We do post some art on there. If you're lucky, you'll get a meme. I make no promises on the meme part, but sometimes you'll get that. Yeah, and stuff like that. And also stay tuned for when we do our review on Castlevania Nocturne, probably next week. I cannot guarantee or deny that. I have to talk to Austin about that. So Austin, get on your shit so we can watch it. So we can talk about it. Anyways, you can, if you don't want to do that, but you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram, regardless of what happens to TikTok. My username will be witch_of_Jotunheim. I am posting some cosplay videos after this, so stay tuned, besties. Right, Austin? Because he just followed me back? Exactly. Oh. Anyways, you can also follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Northstar Aria, because I do try to post on there, even if I have nothing to post. I do have shit to post, I just don't post it, apparently. But now you can follow me on Red Note, which is Chinese TikTok at Witch of Jotun, and this time with a U. Oh my god, shocking. So yeah, I posted a couple things. I will be posting more stuff later, and why not? And if you want to find Austin, he is a brick wall with bright blue eyes and hot pink blush. It's not that hard to miss him if you're looking. You know, he's gonna be in some future movies, so stay tuned for that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Krypton, he's in the same spot as always. He did not want to leave. Even when
Never.
it's the end of the world, he's gonna stay in that one spot because he's like, I don't want to leave. I like it here.
Yay.
And Jake, I know I always ask this. Where are you where did I put you in the multiverse? Are you still in the same spot?
I'm in Tom Metro right now, watching Vakama be Dami Mommy. So,
Cool. Thank you. And audience, if you're wondering where I am in the multiverse, good luck trying to find me because I'm not gonna say things. But I am getting into cosplay no matter where I am.
All right. Well, okay. I guess with that out of the way, we should probably get started the books, audience. So let's start with the one, the only, the webless wonder himself, Spider Boy number
oh, hey, he
14.
died this week. Did you know that?
Who?
Huh?
This boy, this kid right here, this Bailey guy, he died this week. Did you?
Good to
Did you know
know.
that? Yeah.
What?
We know.
Where did you say? Where did you see that?
That
Where
amazing
did you see?
Spider-Man. You didn't see him die in front
What?
of Peter's
He died.
eyes?
It doesn't.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
you're talking about the 8 deaths of Spider Man?
Yeah.
Ah, geez, why didn't you guys bring that up in the list then? Could have talked about that.
He didn't really die. It doesn't matter. I didn't want to
I'm
talk
glad
about
if you were talking about it. What was
Okay,
it?
okay. Well, okay. For all you Spider Boy haters, hey, look, get that as a key issue then. Yeah, the death of Bailey Briggs. Why don't you?
Well, if he's going through
Maybe
all
he can come back older.
You want them to pull a John Campwich?
I mean,
Why not?
if you're curious, Spider-Man, just really quick, Spider-Man was going through a trial where he had to hold an orb, but the orb showed him the possible future deaths of his loved ones. And the last one he saw was Miles, Spider-Gwen for some reason, and Bailey dying, and that's what broke him. He said no, and then he quit.
How-
being
That's not what broke him.
Hey,
No,
Jake,
it was
how
all the time leading to that. That's
you
what.
said
That's what
you
broke
said
him.
you said the death of his loved ones he was seeing?
Yeah, he was saying like unnamed
No, it's
Black
the death of people he know, all his failures, all his potential failures. He might
Ah, okay, gotcha. All right,
So that's
but
what he quit being Spider-Man again. So.
gotcha. Well, all right. Rather than talking about the man, let's talk about the boy himself. So, all right, this is part 2 of the Dragon Challenge, audience. Well, actually, issue 3 of the Dragon Challenge. What it really is, okay. Bottom line is Daredevil, who is the official mentor of Spider Boy, I might add. Those two need to join this one martial arts tournament. For what reason? Yeah, to save the world, in Madripoor. I won't get into all the greedy details, but in order to get into that tournament, they need to offer up a golden tooth from a dragon. They had one only for Bullseye and Spider Girl to steal that, right? So what did they do? They end up stealing it from Hulkette and her mentor. That little girl Hulk. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes two wrongs do make a right after all, audience. But yeah, they submitted their golden tooth. Of course, Hulkette and her mentor come in like saying, "Hey, what's going on here? They stole our tooth. Are you kidding me?" Like, but they get quickly escorted out because, hey, yeah, sorry, even though they stole your golden tooth, they submitted it. So, and the laws of this tournament are as followed. Sorry, you're going to have to try again next time.
Yeah, it's Madripoor. Do you think that your laws really affect you? No.
Exactly. But the head gamekeeper of this tournament, right? She did tell Hulkette that don't worry, once this tournament's over, you can have your way with Spider Boy. So all good. So all right, the tournament happens. Of course, Daredevil and Spider Boy they beat their challengers who were a luchador and a monkey. Yeah. Spider Boy had to bite a monkey. You guys
Ew.
happy? Yeah.
You know
You
you
do
can get
what
rid
you
of
have.
You know that, right? I think that's how AIDS started, I think.
Oh, well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was like a
Oh,
major disease that happened because of someone
okay.
deciding to get it on with a monkey.
Well, he's part spider, so let's chalk that up
Okay,
to
that's still
spider immunity.
concerning.
You-
No one
You're
should be
Yeah.
fighting
you're a
wild
bitty
animals.
monkeypox. Or did a monkeypox?
Okay. Maybe that monkey will grow into a fully grown spider monkey from that bite. You never know. It's genetics. But anyway, so they win their fight. So next up is Bullseye and his sidekick, Spider Girl, and they were going up against this duo that were called the Golden Duo. They kind of look like inspirations of Bruce Lee, to be honest. You have the mentor and his kid, both wearing yellow jumpsuits with black stripes on it. So yeah, coming into the ring, Bullseye specifically was instructed, you can't bring weapons into the ring. Remember that. Like, okay, I won't bring in weapons. Spider Girl, do your thing. So what does Spider Girl do? She tells her opponent, who is another 10-year-old kid around her age, she tells him, say cheese. And she punches him in the teeth and breaks his teeth and gives those teeth to Bullseye. Like,
That's kind of fucked up.
I know. It is also worth mentioning, this audience. Spider Girl is a mutant, by the way. And yeah, she's making it her life mission right now to kill a 10-year-old boy, by the way. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
just
don't think that should be your life's mission.
yeah, she'll explain it. She's gonna explain it later on this issue. But yeah, that wasn't an entirely screwed up scene, man. Like she got like about 5 teeth out of this kid, man. Like damn, dude. So yeah, that kid's traumatized for life, man. So anyway, the first day of the tournament ends. Spider Boy goes out. Hey, let me just swing around Madripoor. Get some chow, this and that. I mean, I didn't bring a wallet, but I'm sure people would have mercy and give food to a 10-year-old kid, right? Right?
Nope.
I know. It's Madripoor. What can you do? But this is a good moment because he actually runs into Spider Girl, right? And they finally do have a sit down and talk. And Spider Girl, she's aware of the rules. All the fighting is going to be in the ring. So right now they're in a truce, right? And we get her origin story as to how she got into Spider Boy's life. Because apparently the whole Spider Girl gimmick, that wasn't her original costume. You see, what had happened was, like, she was a sidekick to Bullseye, and she went by the name of Funhouse. Because keep in mind, like, her, what was that, Austin?
because she's an idiot.
Yeah, she's, yeah. What does she do after she realized she's a mutant audience? She decides to be the protege of a villain. Yeah, yeah, I know. But anyway, her mutant power really is she's like Rogue, but she doesn't have to touch you. I guess she just has to see you, and she'll mimic your powers, right? Like in this case, Kamala Khan was in a
So she's more
stakeout
like
with
Hulk.
what was that, Austin?
So she's more like Hulk.
She's more like Hulkling.
Hulk Summer.
Oh, Hope Summers. Okay, there you go. More like that. So, all right. I mean, she looked. There was a stakeout between Kamala Khan and Spider Boy, and she looked at Kamala Khan using her powers, and that's where she used her powers. She copied her powers too. Um. So yeah. And it unfortunately, like when she accidentally copied Bailey's powers, something went haywire, and not only did she copy his powers, but she also ended up copying his memories too. So that line in her first appearance about now he is all I can think about. No, I mean that literally is it. Like she has all of Bailey's memories all forced into her head, and
That
she's
must
like,
suck ass.
I know, I know. Imagine forcing like all the memories and history of one character you hate onto yourself. You know.
That seems like
So
a problem, not a me problem though. So I'm doing fine.
yeah, and I just gotta say, Funhouse, nobody forced you to put on the Spider Girl outfit. Just saying. All right. So okay. Regardless, so yeah, that's a little origin story of that, and we get some fun interaction between Spider Boy, Spider Girl, and Hulkette. But yeah, it's back to the tournament. Spider Boy and Daredevil are going to fight their next opponent, and Spider Girl is like waiting for her chance to kill Bailey Briggs because I guess she thinks if she kills Spider Boy, and that'll also result in all his memories being taken out of her, or something like that. So
I
yeah,
don't know how that works.
I know. It's almost like she needs a better mentor. Which hey, go hit up
Yeah,
Rogue. You know, well, what are
I
you
think
doing
Rose's
with Bailey?
busy right now.
I'm just saying, if anybody knows what Girl's going through, it would be Rogue, who coincidentally is another mutant. So
I guess.
yeah, yeah. I mean, what are you doing partnered up with Bullseye, Funhouse? Come on, come on.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yep.
Maybe we should get Akihiro over here so that he can make out with Bullseye again. What? Who said that? I didn't say anything.
Gotcha. But again, the MVP of this issue was definitely that moment where she busted that kid's teeth and gave it the bullseye. Damn, damn. You saw the kid crying as he was escorted out of the ring, just to let you know. So, yeah. But
Don't forget the kid that you broke is supposed to be an Iron Fist.
oh, that's supposed to be him? I thought they were just supposed to be one-off duos. Oh, they were called the
Okay, it's all
Golden
about what
Duo.
like this. The tiger guy is called Beagle. The
Uh
little
huh.
kids are Iron, and the newcomers are. Okay, no, it's someone else. There's an Iron
Yeah,
Fist
yeah.
here though. Don't know who he is.
Gotcha. Okay, their exact names. The mentor is named Chun Ho, and his son. Oh crap! Sorry, sorry, kid. His name is Liu. Oh, Liu.
Yeah, Lou. There's a reason
So
why I know that's how that's pronounced, and it's not the explanation you would expect me to give, but yes, it's pronounced Lou.
Griffin knows
okay,
still. He
okay.
plays more.
Yep, yep. So this is the kid who's going to grow up to be an Iron Fist, is what you're telling me.
Someone here is supposed to be an Iron Fist, and there's only 4 kids, so it has to be one of them. It's either him or the
Yeah.
girl.
Oh dang! What a story that's going to be to tell if he does become an Iron Fist. Like he does become a master martial artist,
Oh
and he
no,
has to.
no, no,
Hmm?
no, no. The Eagle sidekick is Iron
Oh, okay, okay, that one. All right, all right. I just thought that would be a pretty funny story to say, like, "Hey, Iron Fist, where'd you get who busted your teeth?" Some 10-year-old girl back in a tournament. You know?
Maybe if
So
you're lucky, it's gonna be baby teeth.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But all right, then. I guess with that, that's really it for this issue. So we can move on. Do we could go on to the next one, which Austin, this is you, buddy.
Yeah, I used to have a site for this, but the more is going on. Oh yeah, apparently we're gonna find out who Venom is in issue 5, which is better than most mystery books. To be honest,
Okay.
but we start off Venom in the middle of what is this, Town Square, I think.
Okay.
But look at the I don't know. Do you read the book?
I didn't read the book. I just was focused on the panels on those images you sent me earlier this week, man. On
That's
Dylan.
let me move the mic up closer to my mouth.
Hmm.
But okay, they're in Town Square, and ironically, all the posters are of Luke Cage, Matt, Madam Mad, Robbie Robertson, and whoever the other guy
Um,
people thought. I don't remember,
Rick
but
Jones. Those are the four
Oh,
so
potential
weird in the
people.
picture, bro.
Yeah. So,
But
all right.
there's other heroes here. I can't. If the screen's too small to find their name, but they're all trying to figure out who Venom is. Everyone wants to unmask Venom. A lady who called herself a woman just started throwing cannonballs at him, bro. He started full of
What?
pirates. I'm like, scurvy, dog, ringleader. I'm here to audition fair and square. Oh, okay. The main villain here is ringleader. He's basically putting together a gang, and whoever unmasks Venom gets the
Okay. Okay.
like, the lady starts throwing literal cannonballs mid ground, bro. There's some furry monster here. Big might like him with his Phanatic effect, but
Mm-hmm.
Venom does a Mr. Fantastic, start knocking people out with his fist. Well, he stretches his body to make extra hit. He eats the
Wow.
cannibals. We get to more of the aim enforcer people. It's mainly
Okay.
just fighting all this first few issues.
Mhm.
It doesn't really do.
Hey,
We
yeah,
got
you gotta
the
live up to
Robbie.
what you gotta live up to what's on the cover, you know. So
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just not a lot of stuff to talk about. Just all these
yeah.
people are new.
Hmm.
Uh, Robbie's late to a meeting with Luke Cage and Rick Jones. So they're like, maybe you're Venom. They're like, just grown men throwing six stones at each other at this point.
Okay.
And they're like, no matter where Madam Matt in, when you figure out who Venom is, if you're one of y'all Venom, y'all gotta stop being around the bush. Just tell us. That's we get the Dylan scene I sent you. So Dylan's basically just talking shit to Paul the whole time he's staying with Mary Jane and Paul, even though he doesn't know these people.
He's the
And
voice of the
people need
fans,
to remember
Austin. Mhm.
before
No,
this
get up.
happened,
Likes him.
Dylan has not had two full conversations with Mary Jane, and he never met Paul.
Yeah, for
Remember
whatever
he drove the house.
reason, MJ and Paul are basically adopting Dylan. You know?
I get. Well, to be fair, this might be them just doing that because remember they had those imaginary kids die.
Yeah, so this is like
So
their
maybe they're
replacement
project.
kiddos. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
If you wanted
it's funny
any
because
proof, if you wanted any proof, Marvel is not breaking these people up anytime soon. All right, now they adopted a kid.
people don't care if they break up their shit anymore. They just don't want them in every major book related to
That's
Spider-Man.
fair. That's fair.
But like you saw in the last Spider-Man, it ain't just Spider-Man. We can't get a away from Mary Jane even when she's dying.
Mhm.
But so basically, Dylan starts talking shit to him, and Mary Jane's like, bro, just leave him alone. He's been through a lot. People and Paul calls her an ableist,
Oh
basically.
damn.
Where it's like here you go again with this drama. If people go through the drama, they're allowed to do whatever they want. And it was like this is funny. So like it just shows like when those things like you start dating someone you don't really know them like a few months in. Or like
Uh-huh.
as you get married, like yeah, we thought everything gonna be good and then you start really understanding your partner. Marriage can always go like
Yeah.
that. Except for with Spider
Hey, there comes a point where you're gonna have to you have to be comfortable enough to break out the sweatpants, you know. So. Mhm.
But Paul
If
says
you're gonna be a
Dylan says
superhero love interest, you gotta put in work, okay?
Mhm.
Paul says Dylan says room for being mean to him, you know, grown man going to his bitch. I don't like how much Paul looks like Ultimate Peter in his pictures. If you
Oh
go back and look at
God.
it. Don't he? It's just reaches in a man bun.
But isn't that the whole reason Mary Jane said, "Oh, I like Cole. He reminds me a lot of you, Peter."
No?
I'm
No,
pretty
that's
sure she
literally
said something
what
like,
that's what MJ said to Peter, man. Like,
I remember her saying something like that in the book. I haven't seen it in a long time. I could be misremembering. I
Yeah, but
remember
it
her saying
wasn't because
that.
of his look. That
Oh no!
no, no, no. MJ said like something along the lines of like, yeah, who does Paul remind you of, Peter? Yeah, implying that like Paul is kind of like Peter without
yeah,
Spider-Man or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, in the way he acts, but it feels like Peter from like early comics. We was a very spiteful person. You remember that?
Hmm. Yeah,
When
yeah.
he first came Spider, still very spiteful, like still being like a hero. It kind of feels like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Like I said, I get it.
Hmm.
It just why you make him visually look way more like Peter.
Yeah, no, it's
Every
not.
time.
Or is that MJ trying to make Paul look like a certain somebody? You know, like come on. You know? Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think so. They're doing that. They're just actively making characters work for the sake of doing it. I don't think that's an entertaining thought to think about.
Gotcha. But all right,
But
continue on.
Dylan escapes through the fire escape. He's going to an abandoned building where he thinks Venom is. Aims there. I think their robots look dumb, bro. Your aim designs are bad, man. I never like aim robots. But they shoot Venom straight through the head, and Venom's head just regenerates.
Ooh.
So people don't remember. No, people don't remember. This happened before to what his name was, Flash, when he was Venom, and his head was fine. So I don't think it means anything.
Okay.
But Dylan takes that as it's not the case.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. That's it.
Huh. Okay.
You think because the guy got shot through the head that it's not. If Luke Cage's head was there, obviously his head wouldn't blow up.
Ah, that's true. So we could eliminate at least Luke Cage, at least, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me being low end. Alright.
Gotcha.
So what I'm taking away from this book, Austin, is that Paul needs to be better at being a superhero love interest because he's not that good at it.
Yep.
Well, he's new to the game.
The person he's dealing with ain't been that good at it for 40 years either, so kind of works out.
Yep. A love interest can't just be the person on the chair after all,
What
you
she
know?
does to Peter, Paul's doing to her. I think that's kind of funny.
I still think that there needs to be a superhero love interest, like support group.
They already did that.
In Marvel,
It was in
it was garbage.
It was in Nick Spencer's Amazing Spider-Man run, I recall. Yeah.
2018.
And Young Justice, they did that too with the stay-at-home parents for the superheroes.
Yeah, I remember that moment vividly because like a lot of people were using that as a moment to say, "Look, DC, this is how you do like you know, a support group. You know, this was in light of the whole Heroes in Crisis event. You know, this is how people deal with
the camera and started ranting to nobody about what was going on.
Not actually helping, you know. Yeah. So, alrighty then. Any final thoughts on this before we move on?
The next time, I'm probably not coming back to issue 5 just to find out who it is.
Okay.
Because I don't think any of the choices are good.
It feels like it's going to drag on at that point.
But they're not going to give Luke Cage a book after this regardless, so it doesn't matter.
Right. You know?
So
we'll see what happens. But, alright then. I guess with that, we can move on, audience. So,
Hey, it's my turn. Yay, I'll look for my concealer later because I kind of need that for later. Anyway, so back at it for another week. Oh my god, shocker. Jake, Austin, you ready for this? Because I was completely wrong on my guesstimation. Just letting you know that right now. I was completely wrong. So we're talking about Marvel Voices Avengers Academy issue 29, also known as Absolution. If you remember from the last issue, it was like up next confession. So I thought that it was going to be some characters confessing their feelings towards each other. I was completely wrong. Can you switch to the first picture, please?
Who's doing it? Is it me?
Yeah. They're going to a church, which looks very familiar if you're a fan of Young Avengers. So we see a person in a coat going up to this church, you know, and we see a red person on the top of the middle spike, if you can see that. So we see that it is Blackheart, or Gabriel in this case. We're gonna do that. So he goes in, he puts his hand in the holy water for some reason, and it sizzles because duh, if you know, you know. Shocker, he's a demon. So he walks in. We see a mysterious red person watching over from the broken window. Okay. So we see Gabriel go into the confession booth, as you do. And he's like, "Oh, it's broken." And the pastor's like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like, and Gabriel's like, "The window." And the pastor's like, "Oh yeah, like superheroes come and go, it's like, what's even the point if you're just gonna smash it to pieces anyways?" But you know what? Like, hey, you're supposed to be asking for forgiveness now that I thought that's how that works. And Gabriel's like, "Well, we don't get to choose our beginnings, right?" And so, we get some nice, cool shots, and we just see Gabriel have like a low-key, high-key existential crisis over here. And he's like, "Have you heard of this girl named Abigail or whatever?" Like, I'm probably not. Like, she was awesome. She was like a really cool person, And then, like, guess what? A man took her up to Crown Hill. And guess what? She never came down. And that's where he began. That's where he was born. Now that's why he smells like roses, because of this random chick. I don't really know, and I don't really care. Anyways, so and he's like, "That's how I begin. That's how I was born," and all that jazz, yada yada yada, And the priest guy is like, "Oh, we don't always get to choose like our we don't get to choose our parents' like faults, like we don't get to have that responsibility." Can you go to the next picture, please? Yeah, that's the one. Look how cool that looks though. That's a really cool shot. And like,
that is a really cool shot. Yes.
It is a really cool shot. And so the pastor's like, "No child is born evil." And Gabriel's like, "Perhaps not, but I worked hard at it. For years I've been doing that. I've been doing evil stuff." And the pastor's like, "Have you hurt people before?" And he's like, "Sometimes, but it was so much easier to make others hurt one another. Like, it seems to be all you do. You got to do what you got to do. And guess what? There was a man. He was a good man. And then we just see this mysterious red guy take off his hood, like his cowl thing, and we see ginger hair. Do you see where I'm getting at this? No? Okay.
Cletus?
Ginger hair. Eyes closed. Stubble. There's when he took off his cowl, there were little red horns. Don't spoil it.
I see.
Don't spoil it.
Batman.
That man. Yes, Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because he totally wears red. Of course. And we just see the red man just like listening in, and he's like, "Ah, shit, is this guy?" And so we just see Gabriel just like going through it, and he's like, "Every day hurts, like my body wants to like hurt things, like is like, why do we fault it for wanting, like I just want." And like it quickly ends, and I dust and shit like that, he's just going through it. And the pastor's like, "It's not a sin to be human." And he's like, "Isn't it? Like, aren't we fallen?" And the pastor's like, "Despair is a sin, and you seem troubled." And we see Gabriel like kind of show off his black heart form. And so the priest guy is like, "Okay, you need to let the Lord into your heart." And it's like, "Hey, we're not all Kurt Wagner, okay? Like, Jesus, do I look like Kurt to you? Does he look like Kurt to you? Don't answer that." Anyway, so the priest like, blesses him or whatever, and he's like, "Go in peace and sin no more. Just like do a couple prayers, at the thing, and then like, yeah, you're good to go, bestie." And so we see Blackheart start to leave, and you remember that red man from earlier? Well, he's still here. And so Gabriel teleports to the window, and he's like, "Ah, devil skulking in the eaves. Like, how did you know I was here?" And the guy's like, "I smelled roses." He's like, "How was the priest in the box?" And Gabriel's like, "Awful. They usually are. I wasn't looking for him. Like, how are you at it?" And they start fighting. And Gabriel punches the red man in the face. Shocking. I like you. If you guys saw the freaking thing, you know exactly who this is. If you saw the cover, you know who it is. But regardless, and he's like, and Gabriel's like, "Okay, when you take confession, like, how are you, Father Matthew?" And he's like, I'm not a priest anymore. And Gabriel's like, yeah, you know you're a liar. Like, we both know the truth. You can't deceive a deceiver. And so, and he's like, hey, you can break whatever promises you like, but you can't unpromise them. Just remember that, bestie. Like, not all the water in the sea can wash the balm off an anointed priest. And so he puts his hand onto his face and, like, you know, starts to sizzle because demon magic. And so the guy is like, and you, Blackheart, like, what promises will you break now? What twisted contracts annulled? And blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what's it all worth now? And Gabriel, like, stops in his tracks. He's like, ah, shit. He's like, you know what? I've never seen a winter. Not with these senses. You know, it's so nice, beautiful, fresh, clean. I was like, in New York City? I have a question for you guys. Have any of you guys been to New York before? Oh, thanks for the answer, guys. You were very helpful there. Well, I have not, but I've been to LA before it got burnt down, obviously. So, and from what I know, okay, if you're in a heavily like populated city, it's not going to be so beautiful, fresh, and clean. Okay, that's just me. Okay. And so I'm just going to spoil it. It's Daredevil. He's here. You know, whatever. He's like, it's still all under there. You know, the grime, the filth, and when it thaws, it'll all come back. You know, it's like I can still smell it under the snow, underneath the roses. He's just like standing there, while Gabriel is like sitting, which was the opposite of what they were doing earlier. Slay. And Gabriel's like, do you want me to beg for your forgiveness or whatever for all the lives that I fucked over? Like, what? And so we see this shot of Matt. He's just like looking at him, you know, the way that he does. And Gabriel's like, don't worry, I won't ask. Even I'm not that cruel. And so he's also like, but do you ever forgive yourself even when others don't? Like, what's that dealio? Like, they're having like a heart to heart. And so Matt's like, no, I don't. And so he takes off his mask and he's like, it's like you said, it never washes off. We see Matt. This is like one of the most beautiful panels of Matt Murdock I've ever seen. Oh, fun. And my mirror broke. Yay. Lovely. I've been fidgeting with it for so long that it just finally broke off. Slay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so Gabriel's like, so what do we do? And what's the vibe? Can you switch to the next picture, please? I don't care which one it is anymore. I don't remember which one it was. Next picture. Thank you. I'll get to that one in a minute. And so Matt is like, well, we wait for grace, for hope, to find hope, you know. Trust that, you know, God will lift us from despair. And it's like, I'm not a Catholic, Matthew. You should know me by now. And so Gabriel's like, I don't think that he's up there. Yeah, I don't think God's up there, but I wish, bestie. Like, it's all broken. Like, nothing's coming for us. And Matt's like, well, still, I'll keep waiting. And Blackheart's like, I figured. And that's where the issue ends. Thoughts on the issues for anyone who listened? No? Okay.
Well, it was good. It was good to see Daredevil again. So
I know, I was completely wrong. I thought it was going to be something completely different, but your boy was wrong.
Yeah, and the art for at least from the pages you showed me was really good. I do like the last page with the shadow guy. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, with Blackheart, that's Blackheart's like original demon form.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
good issue.
Yeah, good issue. Sounds like it.
I'm gonna continue working on my makeup so that I could cosplay later. I can't find my concealer, so we're just gonna have to work with the backup.
Wait, who's the artist for this book? Do you know?
I can actually look it up.
Okay.
Sometimes they change artists, but the most consistent one is. Give me a second, please. Avengers Academy, please. Detailed. Nope. Okay, we're not doing that. I'm just gonna go to the most recent issue because that's why I'm here.
All right. Well, we'll do. You can tell me.
Wait, hold on. So the main artist is Bailey Rosenlund.
Okay. Well, good job on them.
I follow them on a couple stuff.
All right. Well, good job on them. Props to their work.
Mm-hmm.
But
They're really good. So stay tuned for the next issue. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's probably gonna be like a fun issue or something. I don't know.
right.
But we'll see.
But yeah, we'll see. Anything else before we move on?
Gay people will be coming back soon. I will let you guys know next time.
All right. Well, going on to my book, I guess. So we are finally directly at the movie. Everything I read from this point on will have a movie adaptation to go with it. This is Bionicle, Web of Shadows, Vakama's Downfall. That's the arc I'm calling this. This arc, true to its name, is kind of where we get to Vakama's turn as a character, as we'll see. I actually really enjoyed this. So because I have the movie to compare it to, and this will be a theme, I think. I think the movie's dialogue is a lot sharper, but I like the additions the book has. Like, there are certain dialogue that I know, like, because when I'm reading this part, like, when I'm reading the book version, I'm literally hearing the dialogue voice acted in my head. It's such a fun experience. But I think comparing that to but when I compare it 1-to-1, I think like the scenes play better in the movie. We'll get to one in particular. Anyway, so the plot of this arc is basically that Vakama has, kind of been fed up with the rest of the team. Yeah, I guess we'll go with the book version. Yeah, so Vakama's kind of been fed up with the rest of the team. They give him shit, and for admittedly being a shitty leader. He's my glorious king, Vakama, so back off, my boy. But yeah, Vakama kind of goes off on his own, and Nora tries to reason with him, like, "Hey, like you need your team." Vakama's like, "No, I don't. Fuck him." And then Vakama's like, "Maybe I do need my team." And then he gets captured, and then he has a one-on-one interview with Dami Mami Rudaka. In the movie, let me tell you, as a kid, I didn't understand this. As like a teen, I was like, "Oh, this is like sexual as fuck." It's like
I have a feeling that if we did a Hear Me Out cake, that you would put her on there.
I feel like it was in the Bionic universe for sure. I just there's something about Rudaka I just never found like appealing, but her voice is great.
Hey Jake, I'm just saying the generation before yours, people had Black Arachnia from Transformers. Seemed like this.
That's true. Before we even get to that though, I do like how Vakama is just losing his fucking mind. I did take some quotes. It's just like here's like a quote of like Vakama's head. Right before he gets captured, he's like, "I did what Lacan would have wanted me to do." He said to himself. I put saving the Matoran first, above personal safety or anything else. It didn't work out. And concerning what I learned, that Likan's choice of the six of us Toa was inspired by Makuta, not the Great Spirit. Why would anybody be surprised that I fouled up? I can do it alone. I'll show them all. It's like him just like kind of losing it. And he kind of gets wishy-washy a bit, and he's just kind of waiting for like really, if anyone could just break through to him at this moment, he could either be a good person or a bad person. But Rudaka gets to him.
I have a question, Jake. Didn't we watch this movie one time?
We did, and I think this is like, and the only reason I watched this movie is because I read because I remember I was online. This is how I found this website. Actually, funny story. I was thinking about this movie, and I said, what happens in the book version? Like, is the book version 1-to-1? And so I read the final fight of this book, and I said, I like the dialogue in the book better, in the movie better. But later that would inspire me to just read all the book stuff. So happy accident. But yeah, so in this scene, Rudaka is just kind of like I don't know, like sexually assaulting Vakama. Like in the movie, like she's like running her finger down his chest and all this other. It's like, yo, what's going on?
Someone call the police. That's sexual harassment. Someone call HR.
And so there's but I think Vakama gets turned on by this too, because I think he says that like I think they said like in his thoughts he says like despite himself he was intrigued by the sheer darkness and danger of this Rudaka. It's like
honest. Can I tell you something, Jake? This is how I'm observing all of this. If you were this guy, the guy in the red, I don't know any of their names. I'm sorry, but I think you would love to be in his position.
I think the articles. That's the thing. So here's what, and this is gonna come up later. Greg Farshti, who created Bionicle, I say this almost every week at this point because there's always something contradicting it. He says Bionicles can't be sexually attracted to each other because they're robots. It doesn't make sense, and they can't sexually reproduce. And I would agree with that, but there are constant examples throughout the books where Bionicles clearly have some form of attraction to each other. There's never been a couple in the Bionicles. There's never been like two people dating, I guess you could say. But clearly, like especially between Matau and Nokama later on, there's like a scene in this arc where Nokama's like, or where Matau does something crazy, like he makes a nest, and Nokama says, yeah, he starts making a nest. He's starting to be more like an animal, and Nokama's like, and he's explaining why he's doing it. He's like, well, I don't know why. I just had the urge to do it, and then Nokama's like, no, I get it. I've been having these urges too, and then Matau says, well, are any of those urges you're talking about, any of them have to do with me? It's like,
just keep in mind the parts are used differently of the Bionicle World audience. So
perhaps. And so, but anyway, back to Vakama. So here's another reason the movie's like better in terms of like scenes. This scene is like fucking dark. Rudaka's trying to convince Vakama to join her side because his problem isn't that he's a bad leader; it's that he has a bad team, and he needs a team that's loyal to him. And Vakama's like, Rudaka, you're not even loyal to like the guy you work with. Why would you think like this army is like would be loyal to me? And she's like, well, the Visorak are loyal to me because I am strong and I could kill them. And if you prove your strength to them, you could lead them too. And Vakama's like, man, that's actually kind of a solid deal. Like a team that doesn't question anything I say, and I'm already a failure of a Toa. Why not just like take care? Like he's like thinking, wait, but I'm also I can't just like join Makuta's side. And so Rudaka in the movie, this shit was so crazy. Rudaka says, okay, I understand. You don't understand like the power of like fear in somebody. So let me show you. And she looks at like random Visorak number 3 and says, hey, you kill yourself. And this thing jumps off the cliff and kills itself.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
like, oh, God.
I just want to see the side of that death, man. Like he just jumps to his death, and what? You just have pieces scattered all over the place, or what?
Okay, so in the movie, all they show you is that he jumps to his death and he gets hidden in the clouds. But I think Lego, when Greg Farshey wrote the book, I think they said, no, you can't like have someone kill themselves. So in the book version, the Visorak jumps off, but it lands on a ledge and it says it's unharmed. And then the comment, I was like, oh, there's a comment. There's like a big move. And the comment says, oh, I didn't know there was a ledge there. And Renardo's like, yeah, I didn't either. So it's the same thing, but it's not as cool. I like in the movie the thing just kills itself.
He's like, kill yourself. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Well, she asked. And Vakama's like, well, is this really something that like, your king would allow me to do? Just join your side? And he's like, well, there is a way. 6 ways. And then we get to this scene where Vakama's like, I'm listening. And so now Vakama has turned to the dark side. Okay. Then we cut to one of my favorite scenes from the movie. So meanwhile, Vatilla, by the way, this is gonna be one of my criticisms of the book. I knew that was probably gonna happen. I think there's a disconnect between the book's events and when it finally gets to the movie. Now the Toa are looking for Kitangu to help cure them, but I'm pretty sure they agreed earlier that it was a waste of time to go get Kitangu, and there has been no change in that. So I don't quite understand where this is coming from. I guess it's just so they can line up with the movie's events, but whatever. I'm gonna ignore it for now. I will dock that against the book though. But anyway, so the Rahaga are in a temple. The Great Temple, and this is like basically like the church in the Bible. This is like the Great Spirit,
Okay.
Churches in one fell swoop.
Yes. But because the Toa have been mutated into beasts, they don't think it's like morally right for them to walk into a Great Temple because they'd be defacing God and all that, or I'm not doing all that. So they wait outside and are on guard duty. So the Rahaga go in alone, and one of them, Gaki, she's like she hears something, and Norik's like, yo, Gaki, you all right? She's like, yeah, I think I heard something, but the thing is, like, I know every beast and creature on this island, but I don't recognize this. And Norik's like, huh? And he's like, yeah, it's really weird. And Nora's like, it's probably just nothing. You've been translating for a long time. Maybe you're just tired, and just take a break. Go outside with everybody else.
When someone says that, that usually means that person's gonna die.
Well, so Gaki's like, yeah, okay. What about you? He's like, no, I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit. You go ahead. So Gaki gets the six other Rahaga and goes and tries to leave. And then this scene's so amazing. They're just like everything goes quiet and they're just rustling in the temple. And then Nora's like, who's there? And Vakama's like, I doubt you'd recognize me. He's like, who? It's like and then Vakama's like one of the best lines. He's like, I got some bad news. Your friend is not gonna make it up these stairs. It's like, oh my god. And then apparently Vakama's captured all like 5 of the Rahaga. And Noah's like, what are you gonna do with them? He's like, well, nothing yet, but I need you to deliver a message for me. And Noah's like, what message? And then Vakama, like in the movie, it's great because everything just goes quiet, and then you get a Vakama jump scare, and this like where he just comes out, starts roaring at you and shit.
Roar.
Yeah, it's like it's a really loud roar. And the next day, you found out that Vakama, all the other Toa were too afraid to go in the temple, Vakama destroyed that temple. Like he burned that shit to the ground, basically.
Salad.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck religion.
Yeah, fuck the Great Spirit. I'm a rebellious teen. I got Dummy Mommy Rudaka on my side. Whatever. And so Nora's like in the rubble, and he's explaining that Vakama's evil, and everyone's like, no, I'm not Vakama, not babyface Vakama. And Nora's like, nah, he's like evil. So like we gotta go get you guys cured, or you become evil too. And so now they're on their quest for Kitangu has been expedited. But Mattel says that it's gonna make it his personal mission to go talk to Vakama because he feels it's partially his fault. Which, if this was the movie version, yes, but really, I would say it's more Anua's fault than Mattel's. Even though Anua was in the right, but whatever. I think when I review the movie, I'm gonna do a better comparison. But the arc ends with Vakama. The arc ends with Vakama giving the Rahaga over to Sidorak, which earns Sidorak's loyalty. So now they're going to use the Rahaga as bait to lure the Toa in, so they have no choice but to come to them, and they can capture the Toa and steal their powers and use them to free Makuta. And so, yeah. In terms of adaptations from the movie, I still really enjoy this arc. It really captures the intensity of the original version. Well, the version I know. I don't know which one's the original, which one's not. I think my only criticism of it, and again, I don't know which one came first, but the movie just has it adds little touches to the dialogue that make it so much more interesting to look at, to listen to. That's just not there. I remember reading it and I could hear the dialogue that was missing in my head. It's like, oh, this would have been great if you would have added the couple of words that were supposed to be in the sentence. So that was kind of a letdown. But the change in Vakama's motivations in the movie, Vakama's motives is just that he's turned evil because he's just under a lot of stress. In this one, Vakama genuinely
the novelization of the film.
Say it again?
The book is just a novelization of the film.
Yes, but I know that Bionicle books have existed before the movie, so I don't know if this was supposed to be a novelization or if the movie was adapting it. That's what I'm confused about. That's why.
No, this one is a novelization of the book. Is what I'm telling. I mean, of the movie.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. But I think so. In the movie version, Vakama's turn is more so about him just being under a lot of stress as a leader, and because he's has Hordika in him, he just snaps. In the book version, Vakama's turn is more so because he tries to rationalize it. He's like, well, before Norik said I couldn't do this on my own, and maybe he's right, but I'm also not a good Toa. I'm not even supposed to be a Toa. So maybe there's a different way of doing this. Maybe I could control the Vizorak army, and they can help me get the Matoran back to Matanui. And even if I have to stay here forever, that's okay. I'm gonna be a different. So basically, he's like, I'm gonna be a different type of hero since I'm not the hero I'm supposed to be. And I like that a lot more. I don't know if I like the delivery of how we got here because it's a bit disjointed again from how the movie sets things up. But I do like this for Vakama. I think it makes him an interesting villain that he still thinks he's a good guy, so that's why he's still continuing to do it. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Like I said, I'm expecting more kind of inconsistencies in the future, but hopefully this sticks to landing. But yes, Bionicle is on Crossfire Geeks. Depending on how much time we have, I might do one more arc. I'm gonna let everybody else finish their books first, and if we have time, I'll do it. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, go read it.
Gotcha. Sounds cool. Sounds entertaining and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah.
all right then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next book, audience. And I got this. Sentinels number 3 and 4, audience. Yay! The group that's taking it upon themselves to make sure the evil mutants are locked up. All right. Hey, it's a tough job, but somebody has to do it, audience. All right, So I'm just going. What was that, Jake?
I said somebody's got to.
Yeah. Let's not pretend there are not any evil mutants out there. All right, Go on. But anyway, I'm just going to briefly gloss over issue 3, because their next target was actually to go after Fabian Cortez.
That name. So the
What was that?
2021.
Well, he has popped up every now and then, but yeah.
Bold of you to assume I've read every single comic that's come out since the first Hellfire Gala.
Gotcha. But anyway, Fabian Cortez. So they find him in this one foreign country. He's using his powers to apparently help like some sick people or whatever. But then that was like a little bit odd because his powers aren't supposed to be affecting normal humans. His powers are to affect mutants, right? To kind of give them a turbocharge or whatever, or charge them up. Yeah, but what it turns out was what happened during the resurrection of with the Krakoan resurrection technology. It may have tweaked a couple of mutants' powers during the resurrection. So
I have a question,
yeah,
and you don't have to know it. Was this before or after Sinister tampered with the resurrection protocol? Do you know?
it wasn't stated about that. No.
Okay, that's all I needed because that would make sense.
It probably most likely was after Sinister tampered with it. So, yeah, if anything, that gives more cause to worry about some of the wounds that did get resurrected because they might have had like a secondary mutation.
But technically, by their logic, if they're only going after evil mutants, then Sinister wouldn't be on that list because Sinister's not a mutant.
Yeah, well, which is why they're not going after Sinister. So
well,
they're going
they should.
After yeah, I
they
know.
should though.
Hey, maybe you should be on the council in this Sentinel program. You ever thought of that?
Well,
application.
No, you want to know why? Because I don't want to be a part of any Sentinels because Yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna continue doing my eyebrows and you continue. Gotcha. I just had to ask that clarifying question. Thank you for answering.
Nah, problem. Austin, you were saying something?
A version of Sinister was a mutant. That's why he was on Krakoa.
Ah, okay, yeah. I think he had a Spades insignia on his forehead. I think I know what you're talking about.
There were 4 of them.
Okay.
One of them was that one. I don't remember any of their names. And then there was Mother Righteous, and then there was like one more. I think I don't know.
You see, this is why you guys
in the beginning of Power X or House of X, they go to Sinister. There's 100 of them, and then one kills another, and he says, "I'm a mutant," and then he goes to court.
Oh wow!
He was always tampering with the resurrection protocol. He didn't just start doing that.
Gotcha. You see, this is why you guys should be joining the Sentinel program, so you can inform them about getting after.
I don't want to join the Sentinel program. I'm too busy doing other and more important stuff, like trying to figure out why they decided to put Mac in the X-Men book.
Gotcha.
I will never forgive, never forget.
Gotcha. But regardless, so yeah, unfortunately, the Sentinels here, they get attacked by the people that Cortez was assisting. He tries making an escape, and the team ends up trying to capture Fabian, only for Magneto to pop up. Now I know you guys mentioned like Magneto had a clone or something like that.
Yeah, Joseph.
Joseph. Okay, so this is likely that version of Magneto because he's in his original outfit.
When you get the chance, can you send a picture of that panel so that we can determine which one it is?
Yeah, because he's wearing the standard Magneto
It's the
costume.
clone. It's not the current Magneto. The current Magneto can't walk.
Yes. So yeah, that's important to
So
bring
it's
up.
probably
So
going to be Joseph then.
yep. So it's likely Joseph. So yeah, regardless, the fight a fight commences between Joseph and the Sentinels, which leads to Fabian, escaping, right? And unfortunately, a lot of the Sentinels here got badly injured. And keep in mind, like they are wearing like Sentinel nanotechs on them, right? If things get a little too feisty, those like that technology will override the person's body, which yeah might end up lobotomizing them. So
Oh,
yeah,
fun. Hey, them and Remy can have something in common.
gotcha. Lobotomizing them in the sense of turning them into full machines, So hey,
Well, not completely, but
yeah,
we're getting there.
gotcha. But like the point is like these people are really putting a lot of things at risk to go after the bad mutants. Just
Yeah,
saying.
I don't know why they decided to go after Fabian Cortez right now. I don't think he's the top priority of evil mutants, but
Gotcha. Maybe somebody needs to join the program and put other evil mutants on the top of the list, which,
yeah, how about not me? Because I have better things to
Okay.
do right now than hang out with people who call themselves the Sentinels, okay?
Gotcha.
I'm just
But
saying they
anyway,
should have a different name. That's just me.
gotcha. Put that on the agenda, man, on the card,
Is there an
So let's
email that I can send to them? Like, can I put is there a suggestion box? Be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have called yourself Sentinels.
yeah, something else, What would you call them, Witch? Nothing. How about that? What would you call
That
them? Go
I
on,
don't know.
come up with a
You have to
name.
give me some time, man. I'm kind
Okay,
of busy doing my makeup right now, as you guys know.
gotcha.
Instead, he just
But
went
anyway,
by
so that
Deathlock.
Deathlock, I guess. But they're still using Sentinel technology. Keep that in mind, Austin. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. But anyway, so now we're on to issue 4, right? Now keep in mind in the previous issue, it turns out one of the Sentinel guys, his son unfortunately got mixed up with the wrong crowd, like with a crime family. And yeah, they're threatening the, cause to kill the kid unless he forks over the money. So the Sentinel guy had to use the equipment he has because of the Sentinel technology to go and kill that gang. Unfortunately, that to the higher ups in the Sentinel program, they're looking at that as, look, one of your operatives is using the technology they've been given for personal gain. Like this is not going to look good on us. Like this whole program might end up having to be shut down because of that. And plus, another one of your operatives, rather than killing him, unfortunately, like the technology that's in his bloodstream is now overriding him. He's pretty much going to be turning into a sentinel, but just no normal sized. So yeah.
I
But
think they're
here's
being a little dramatic.
uh-huh.
Like, I don't know. That's probably just me. Like, did they not hear what the dealio was? Like, his son was literally gonna get fucked over, like murdered.
I know. It's
Like,
very black and white
How
in this
about he do
situation.
what every other dad does? Call the police, and not use our $1 billion check to go after.
I know. But I guess if he goes to the police, he will also have to fess up to why his kid was associated with this gang.
And that's deserved.
Yeah. That was a tough situation. Oh, by the way, so we go back to the team, right? It looks like Charles Xavier is trying to communicate with one of the operatives here, specifically the girl whose whole PTSD stems from the Onslaught event. So, yeah, you can imagine this is a little bit of an awkward situation for Xavier of all people to want to have a talk with her?
I think we might see these guys in the Raid of Grey Malkin mini event that's coming up. I think
I might pick that up
if
for
this
this.
scene is happening right now.
Yeah, I might pick it up. I mean, I would like to see where these characters go forward. But here's the point where this issue just goes up a couple grades for me, right? We end up getting more insight as to what the procedures were to, instill nanotech sentinel technology into these human operatives, right? You know, Trask, the son of Boulevard Trask, apparently he ran into like this special sort of kid, and the kid by the name of Justin Seifert. Why is that guy important? Oh man, because like a couple of years ago, man, this is probably like a decade ago, right? Marvel decided to do this like Iron Giant sort of angle with this one kid who found the Sentinel, right? And in his garage, badly beaten, this and that, he repaired him, and they developed a bond. But keep in mind, the Sentinel, he's not going to kill mutants. I mean, unfortunately, that's still in his DNA, but the kid was able to do something that was unheard of. He was able to override that protocol of him. I mean, yeah, the Sentinel does state every now and then destroy all mutants, this
There's
and
only so
that,
much
but
you can do. Okay, there's only so much you can do.
yeah, yeah. Funny, amazingly enough, Justin actually ended up making his way onto the Avengers Academy, right? And they had a really good story arc about that because, this was during the whole Phoenix Five storyline where
Oh,
one
I
day,
love Phoenix 5. I love their
yeah,
outfit.
yep, one of the things they decided to do as soon as they became Phoenixes, they're like, okay, we're going to destroy every Sentinel in the world, you know. And what's this? You're telling me the Avengers Academy has a Sentinel in their roster? No, 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 no. We're killing that thing. Like, god dang, dude. Like,
But in their defense, I could see why they'd wanted to do that. But like,
yeah.
how are they supposed to know that this is like a sentinel that's not going to kill people?
Yeah, I know, but like even the whole team is like trying to stop Emma Frost from destroying the Sentinel, right? Justin's like pleading with her. No, he is not going to harm any mutants. He has never harmed a mutant. I mean, yeah, he's saying destroy all mutants, but I'm making sure that never happens. So it was a very dramatic moment. Like, keep in mind, like when Justin was programming that Sentinel, was bringing it back to life, he gave it like a top protocol, right? To never, oh, let me read that protocol, to do to never abandon Justin, not ever, no matter what. And during the fight between the Avengers Academy and Emma Frost, when the Sentinel was down to basically its last few parts, like Justin was like telling it, repeat your primary objective. Unit will never abandon Justin, never, not ever. Overriding protocol, protect Justin at all cost. Oh man, so yeah, it sacrificed itself to save Justin. Which
R.I.P.
which kind of, yeah, I know, which is kind of sad because of Justin was able to save a small piece of that Sentinel's core processing unit and rebuild them. Unfortunately, the storyline afterwards was in Avengers Arena where Justin died. You know.
R.I.P.
I know. But the most important thing to note about that, why that's so important to this book, is that that's where Trask was able to find that that you were able to override a Sentinel's mutant killing habits. This kid was proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
And even when Justin died in Avengers Arena, and even though the robot was destroyed, a bit of its nanotechnology still was completing its a major objective, which was to protect Justin at all costs. So it kind of ended up bonding a little bit of its nanites into Justin, right? So he's not dead fully; he's just in a coma stasis.
Yes.
So so yeah, that's where this Sentinel division got hands on his body, and that's what they were using to kind of synthesize the human operatives they have with Sentinel technology. So
Can
like,
I
oh
just say that's
yeah,
low key? That's low key kind of fucked up that they're using this comatose kid's stuff without his permission.
I know. But hey, for me, I'm like happy to see
Once
Justin
he
come
died, you
back
lose
because
it.
like, What was that, Austin?
Once you
Austin,
pass away, you lose rights.
I guess he's in a coma stasis right now, so I'm just happy to
How
see the.
many how many heroes have been dug up from their graves and brought back to life and used without their permission? Most of them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess that's true. But I'm just happy. You do see Justin's body. You know, it is in a tube, but oh man, I'm just happy to see that he's coming back at least in some form or manner. Really like his character, and unfortunately, one Sentinel operative, the one who was killing that crime gang to save his son. Yeah, he got a new upgrade from the Sentinel program, and now he looks jacked as shit. He almost looks like a mini Hulkbuster right now. So yeah, and you have a couple of the operatives in the Sentinel program trying to make a break for it. So yeah, that's really how this issue ends.
Like, run away!
Yeah, yeah, run away. So there's only one more issue after this issue, so we'll see where it goes.
Damn.
Been enjoying it overall. Again, seeing Justin being brought up, a couple grades up now for me. This story. So yeah, that's all good. Again, audience, somebody has to do the job and getting and taking out some of the evil mutants in the streets. All right, all right. So yeah, yeah. All right then. I guess with that, let's move on. Austin.
All right. Ready and Black, the story so far. The reason
Yeah.
why the issue is important is that a lot of stuff in Radio and Black wasn't made clear what was happening,
Mm-hmm.
but also how long it took to come out. A lot of stuff was forgotten about. So it's basically
Yes.
just a quick everything Ready and Black.
They needed that, honestly, Austin. I mean, I
So
like
yeah,
Rogue Sun. He's my favorite book of the whole Radiant series, but even I'm just waiting for a volume's worth of issues to come out before I read it again because this whole bi-monthly thing is making me hard to remember. It's making it hard to remember what happened in the last issue.
Hey,
So
Cryptid, I
yeah.
need to get you on this one website. It's
Huh?
called League of Comic Geeks. It keeps you updated on when comics come out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you
It's
go.
good. Trust. I use it
Mm-hmm.
all the time because I forget things.
Cool, cool.
Anyways, I'm gonna
All
go
right.
back on mute. Okay, bye bye.
Gotcha. All right, awesome. Go ahead.
but basically we start off with Nathan Burnett. He's a struggling writer, financially independent. He moves back
Yeah.
home. He meets his friend Marshall. Marshall Ward. He's a movie buff, kind of a selfish dick. He never left home.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan finds the Radiant. He became a superhero. Then he died. Marshall
Mm-hmm.
took the Radiant. He became a superhero. He brought Nathan back to life. But that's when we meet the other Radiant, and we finally get like full definition of power. Radiant Red can
Yeah.
absorb matter. We
Yeah.
didn't know what the fuck she was doing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every time we talked about her fighting, it felt like she was doing a different thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But it just
Poking out
absorbing matter
something.
in general and how can you pink to
Mm-hmm.
open portals in space, do that. Yellow could see the future. Then they made enemies. Look next.
That's true. That's
I
true.
forgot I sent one. Next picture.
Oh, next picture. Hold on a sec. There you go.
Thank you. But they made enemies. They made a lot of enemies, and that's all. That's all. I'm just reading exactly this thing. For a while, Nathan Marshall both Radio Black. It couldn't last. They had to choose. See,
Mm-hmm.
just had to make sure we had the right picture. Okay, but the Catalyst War came. The enemy showed up. A series of
You want me
trials led by Premier, and
you
that's
want
when
to
we
put up
got
the
this
next
picture.
picture?
No,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ready. Unlike so, basically, the reason I had this picture here is because they finally fully said what happened. So, Radiant Yellow's final ditch effort was to hold two timelines open at the same time.
Okay.
So that's why we had the two different timelines situations for 39. Like part B and part A.
Yep.
So But in part A, with the Nathan timeline, Nathan lost. Well, both timelines had their share of wins and losses. Nathan lost his father. Marshall lost Nathan his timeline. But unlike Nathan, Marshall won, but he lost everything. It cost him everything in that fight. That's that photo there. Go to the next one.
Right. There you
go. Nathan as Radiant Black lost. But in the Assuring battle, Marshall built a weapon, something that separated the Radiants from their wielders, and it worked somehow. Next video.
There you
go. With Wendell finally being unable to hold the two timelines together, that's why they started collapsing randomly. So like we didn't know why that was happening. We thought it was something Marshall was doing the whole time on his timeline, but it wasn't. So what Marshall had to do was sacrifice himself to close his timeline. So there's only one timeline. So it's not like Marvel where there's different timelines for everything. It's basically like the idea like MCU where there's one bigger timeline. That's the only one. And for one moment there was two. And that was possible.
Right.
But obviously we come back down to it. There's back to one Radiant Black. They had to decide who it is. Marshall decides to move to LA to follow that girl and start writing again. And Nathan Nathan does that, and then Marshall becomes Radiant Black. And I wanted to talk about it because, like, every time we did our review, it wasn't clear, like, a lot of stuff was happening, or how it was happening, the way it was depicted, or what words they said to cover it. But that's pretty much everything. I was surprised they didn't do any talk about, like, existence and the giant robot stuff.
Save it for the next update, man. You gotta say some of the good stuff there.
But the thing they tease going forward is we might get a Radiant Yellow, or at least someone's gonna fight for it. I think no one. It looked like Shift and his team is all going to Civil War. Like the whole city had like Shift outfits on.
Dude, I was about to say if no one didn't make an appearance, if no one wasn't making an appearance in a future potential storyline in this, like no one's lost as a character then, you know?
To be fair, I don't think this is him. I think this is like people using the tech from a robot to make like Shift type.
Okay. Gotcha.
And it seemed like Shift has a whole new team now going forward. It's on what it was, Brotherhood of what is that team for Teen Titans called? The enemy team?
The High Five?
Yeah, the Hive, right?
Think about his own High Five, I guess. But that's it. That's all. That's it. That's everything. They want to catch us up. Look, the next issue comes out, and
they
didn't tell me. Oh no, in February. That's why. It's next month.
Oh, gotcha. They need to, man. They need to. Right now, I know the only books going on that are still ongoing right now from the Radiant series is, of course, Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, and Cowl. Again, Cowl is another book. I'm waiting for that. I'm ready for all the issues to come out so I can read it in one go. You know. So
is Dead Lucky going on?
Dead Lucky's was the first to get canceled, man. You know?
I remember it, and I remember something about it, but I didn't remember no one like.
It got to the point where, like, okay, the first couple issues, the author, had like a little letters page. Well, not a letters page, but like, bonus page, right? About like, talking about her life experiences, like, having a spouse that was in the military, this and that. Some more insight as to the creation of Dead Lucky, right? But then as the issues went along, she just put her recipes on the last few pages. Like, wow.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, all right then. I guess with that, any final thoughts before we move on, man?
That like you said, they need to start releasing these issues faster or something because this is getting kind of bad. Because at this point, they're probably going to release one of these issues like once a year. If they keep going what they're doing.
Maybe take a break and just do a bunch of issues, and then I don't know the ethics of that and the in terms of financially. Maybe take a break, do a bunch of issues, or at least a monthly. Then go back to regular schedule.
Yeah, but, every comic they have can't follow the no one time slot, you know. So
Yeah, that guy might have to pull like a Jonathan Hickman where he writes one book, he writes the outline for all the major books, and let other people write them. 'Cause that this universe will be what 3-4 years in, and
yeah.
it still feels like we don't have like 1 year worth of issues. I don't. Radio Black is not at 52 yet.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true.
So,
But all right then. I guess with that we should probably move on. So all right, let's move on to the next book, audience. And I'm announcing this one.
The book came
The
out
new,
already.
the new champions #1.
Oh,
Also,
Yay!
Twitter.
because
Yeah.
I didn't want to physically check because obviously that ruined the video. But I thought this was another Radiant Black picture. I was like, wait, Austin, did you miss one more picture?
The character in the front of it looks at the one that's supposed to be Ghost Rider's sidekick.
It's
The
it's
longest
Miku Ghost Rider. Get your facts straight.
Miku Ghost
hey,
Rider.
you
All
stop
right,
calling
all
him by
right.
his man name, okay?
Cryptid, I have a question. Do you know who Hatsune Miku is?
Hatsune Miku. I might have. I think someone here mentioned them
I
once or twice. I don't remember.
Well, we're gonna have to
Okay.
get you on that first of all, and second of all, like most of these characters aren't even in the book from what I've seen.
Actually, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But anyway, audience, this right here is the heroes of a new generation, audience. You know, the new generation of sidekicks here.
You know,
I
But
you know,
all in.
this is different from the hero to the last generation. Who
Yeah,
was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
the
Oh man.
being in universe only a year apart, by the way. Just so you know.
Yeah. We had this discussion before. Like Marvel always wants to do like their own generation of Teen Titans, but realistically speaking, only one or two people from that roster will go on to do something at least in Marvel. The rest just kind of be pushed to the wayside, you know. The Young Avengers, it was Kate Bishop who went on to do bigger things.
Billy and Teddy are
Runaways.
the kings of space. What are you talking about? Don't disrespect my boy.
Well, I mean, consistently, because there was a brief period where we didn't really see much Billy and Wiccan content, you know. But Kate
You mean Billy
Bishop,
and Teddy?
oh, sorry, Billy and Teddy, yeah, sorry. There
Actually,
was a brief period where we didn't see much of their content, but Kate Bishop, she was consistently being used by Marvel.
yeah, because she's.
Yep.
What? Who said that?
With
Who said
with
that? No one.
with Runaways, it was definitely Nico. You know, she went on to do solo gigs of her own after the book ended. Let's see, Avengers
Talking about
Academy.
to
It
be
took a
a side
while.
chick to Spider-Man show. It has no connection at all.
There you go. There you go. Avengers Academy. It was Hazmat, and yeah, so on and so forth. Audience, you know. So yeah, when you look at all these sidekicks, I only imagine only one or two going on to do something, big in Marvel. Not big, but be consistently used. So anyway, let's just start this issue off. It's with like four of these heroes all stopping these bad guys, right? And the author was nice enough to at least give the names and the powers of each one of them. You have Moon Squire, who obviously is a sidekick to Moon Knight, and his powers are absorbs light, and makes bad guys go night night. I'm reading directly off the description, all right? Then you have Liberty, probably the sidekick of Sam Wilson. She's the beacon of hope and can make hard light constructs. Then you have Cadet Marvel. He's jet powered punches and fuel injected attitude. I find Cadet Marvel interesting because when you think of sidekicks, right? Typically, you never really see a male be the sidekick to a female character. You know, yeah, I mean, unless you guys could think of an example.
Say that
Guys,
again.
have you ever seen an example where a male super teen hero was a sidekick to a female hero?
Oh shit! Put me on the spot.
They can't even have male kids.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, you do see females be the sidekick to male
Wait,
heroes.
you said a male hero be a sidekick to a female.
Yeah.
Technically, we're unstoppable. If you want to be technical,
No,
Hey,
if you want to reach, if you want to reach
no,
for it,
him's not a
that
superhero. And he's not her
that
sidekick. That's technical
yeah.
partner.
Yeah,
I'd
neither of
say.
them are superheroes. Neither of them are superheroes,
Oh,
Jake.
actually, he did have monkey powers, making him a superhero. I'm just, it's just
Okay,
stretching
but
the
Jake, that's you really reaching for there.
Yeah,
I'm talking about DC and Marvel. So yeah, that's why I find Cadet Marvel a little bit interesting in this respect because obviously Cadet Marvel is the sidekick to Captain Marvel. You know, so and then you have Hellrune, who obviously has to be the sidekick to Thor. She's She has the powers of mystic spears, mystic spells, and a mysterious origin. And she creates constructs of rainbows. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but just saying, she has rainbow powers. So yeah. So there's one thing I do have to kind of pull the ear on with this book. It's just that you have to build the pieces up in your mind as to how these heroes came about. Because I know the whole thing was
I have a
explained.
question. Well,
Yeah.
not really a question, but I have a kind of a response. So I looked it up because I was curious. Do we count Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a superheroine?
She has
No.
superpowers? Oh. She's just
Because
like a detective?
according to this website, she would count.
Isn't she a detective?
She's a
She's
vampire hunter.
and
Vampire
when he's a
hunter.
vampire hunter, we call him a
Her
superhero.
name is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He said he did that.
I guess. It's been a while since I heard that
Also,
that show.
Stargirl. Apparently, she has one.
She
Okay.
has a male
Stargirl and
cycle?
Stripe. I think that's what his name is.
Okay. But the point is, you guys really had to dig deep to find
Yes, it's a
examples of
little.
those.
It was not an easy thing to remember. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I just like to point out. So, anyway, yeah, you kind of have to build the pieces up on your own because I know their whole coming about was in the pages of Spider Woman's book, but I didn't read that book. So, from what I gathered in this story, it's the fact that all these kids were kidnapped by Hydra, right? And
Of course, it's Hydra.
of course, right? So apparently, Hydra's intentions were kind of to make all these kids sleeper agents. I would like to think one comical thing they could have done is say that, like, hey, look at Spider Boy. He's a long lost sidekick that everybody forgot about, apparently. Okay, let's build off of this. Hey, Captain America, you had a long lost sidekick, right? Hey, Captain Marvel, you had a long lost sidekick that everybody forgot, right? And vice versa, and vice versa. Go on, look, you saw Spider Man, right? Everybody now remembered Bailey, you know? So come on, you have to believe that you had a sidekick that you forgot about all these years, right? Right?
No.
No, you don't believe if some random kid comes up to you, Jake, and saying, "Hey, I was your long lost sidekick, Mister Tylenol."
It's, until you show me a paternity test of some kind, you are not my kid. I take no responsibility.
Oh my god. Jake, something something Tylenol is fired.
If it would be child name, then ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Or
you are
yeah.
no set of mind.
Hey, I'm Jake First Aid. There you go. So okay. But now that's just in my head canon, which could have been funny, right?
Mhm.
But anyway, so they all are going back to their foster families, right? Because apparently, I guess their real families forgot about who these people were too. I don't know how they got to that conclusion. But anyway, the Thor sidekick does a spell because she's trying to look for her real family, and unfortunately, she ends up bringing her companions with her on this journey to somewhere in one of the other realms. So they get the fighting, and apparently, like all the sidekicks end up making an appearance in this issue because they all get teleported to this place along with the four. And heck, why not? They even accidentally brought Spider Boy with them. The OG audience, the OG sidekick here. So yeah, we just end the issue off.
Obviously, audience their worst sidekicks before Spider Boy, who are probably way better, but whatever.
These are the heroes that were literally inspired by Spider Boy. So I feel like he should be here. He's the unintentional grandfather of this of this whole generation. So yeah. But yeah, the issue kind of just ends with like just a group shot of all of them popping up. I mean, even Hulkette pops up apparently. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, there was an article I found that apparently the sidekick that was supposed to be for Black Panther, right? She's in here. She's apparently wearing a suit that was an unused suit for a previous Black Panther character that just never made it to publishing. So I guess that's one way of bringing that character about. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really. We'll see where this goes. Can you guys think of one character from this picture alone that you think will go on to do something great in Marvel?
Probably that Scarlet Witch girl up there because she's currently in the Scarlet Witch book. I would love to say Justin because he's my baby boy.
He's
my really, really big buff baby boy.
I will be real with you. This is a cool looking team. Like honestly, again, this should just be in its own timeline, just not in the 616. But it's a cool looking team. I ain't mad at the designs. I think all of them, well, some more than others, have the potential to do great. But especially the one in the front. But
the roller skate Ghost Rider. Yep.
Wait, does one of them have a Doctor Strange cape on? Am I bugging?
Let's see. Doctor Strange could have a long lost sidekick. Why not?
What the same? Nah, see, I can't do that. Nah, get that out of there.
Okay, so Nurse Strange. How about that?
You think Doom would allow Doctor Strange's sidekick to be active right now? Nah, not in his economy, bro. Not in the Doom economy.
Gotcha. Now I'm looking at the picture. Now it doesn't. Oh wait, no. I see. Yeah, Doctor Strange does have a sidekick. He's the kid in all the way in the right. He's right under that Magneto girl and right above that Cadet Marvel.
Yo, Doom better not find out.
Gotcha. But to add on to Witch's point about like the Scarlet Witch sidekick, I will tell you this: one of the variant covers, which was by Art Germ, was of the Scarlet Witch character here.
I forgot her name. I know it starts with an A, but I just don't remember it off the top of my head.
Gotcha.
So that's my bad.
Okay, so you're banking on the Scarlet Witch sidekick. Jake is banking on
Justin, and also Justin.
Justin. Okay, those two.
Kid Juggernaut. Love Kid Juggernaut.
Gotcha. Jake is banking on the Ghost Rider chick. Austin, who are you banking on?
Austin is gone. Thanos snapped him out of this episode.
Yeah, no, he has to go. He has to go back to filming the movies and such. Remember?
That's true.
We'll see him in an upcoming movie. Somewhere popular than others.
You'll see him soon when we talk about Castlevania Nocturne, which I'm still looking for a guest for. So if you're one of my Castlevania mutuals on anything and you want to be a part of that, please DM me. Please DM me so that I can send you the information.
Gotcha. Well. If it was worth my 2 cents to put my 2 cents into this, I don't need to wager on anybody because I already have my psychic character that's already off doing bigger and better things. Spider Boy, so.
You dying? Oh my god, yeah, good old Bailey for dying.
Jake, didn't we have the same discussion when Miss Marvel died? A character is big when they have their own death moment in Marvel. They made it to the big time.
Yeah, but that death was so she could change to the TV show version. Okay, that's not. This death was just to make Spider-Man quit again. So it's not the same.
Gotcha. But anyway, yeah, that's really it for this book. Okay, I'll stick on the ride. So see what happens. All right, Jake, you want to finish us off?
Yeah. So we have time for one more Bionic. By the way, this book is going quick. Now we're at the actual movie. It's like, oh yeah, then the movie happened. Quick. So that's kind of where we're at. But we're going to do the Kitangu arc. Last time.
That looks like a Bionicle Thanos, man.
Yes, you cannot live with your own failure, Mordika. Where did that bring you back to me? Yeah, so keeping up with the events of the movie, last time on Bionicle Web of Shadows, Vakama was turned into his fully angsty teenage self. He's made new friends now. Okay, he's rebelled against God and he's doing his own thing. So the Toa not wanting to be bad Christian children, they went on to go find the legendary Kitangu, the only person who could really turn them back into their good old telemetry selves. This arc is like really quick. I know they're not supposed to be in arcs. This is just how I divide them. But I guess what I'm saying is this went by quick. Usually, arcs in Bionicle books, they are 5 chapters long. I think this one gets wrapped up in like 2 to 3. It felt like, and I have this feeling that there was some kind of discrepancy between the writer and the movie that he had to adapt, because we're starting to get a little bit disconnected from like the actual like book stuff. But yeah, so the Toa go on their quest of Kitangu. The only clue they have is that you have to follow the tears that reach the sky. And in 2 chapters, they pretty much find it. They take a little chute. They swim underwater and they go all the way up to the towers. Apparently, the water that reaches Kitangu flows backwards. So instead of going downward, it goes upwards. And they do find our legendary boy Kitangu, Arahi, as old as time itself in the Bionicle. So this is his movie version. You said he looked like Thanos. What do you think about his toy version?
Nah, the first design was more impactful.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna personally get going because I want to record these cosplay videos before it gets too late. So,
Gotcha,
Jake, have fun talking about Bionicle stuff. I'll see you guys later, audience. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna make cosplay videos, so stay tuned for that. Bye.
See you later, man. All right. Well, down to us 2, man. So yeah, this design, I like the final design better. It just kind of looks like him in his prime, but the first picture you showed me, that looks like him in his boss form, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's gonna be the legendary boss to someone. We'll get to that in a second. But I will say that so this again, I was hoping like this is the book version, so hoping a little bit more on Kitangu. Maybe I'm just forgetting. Maybe the book did go over Kitangu a bit more, but he's supposed to be an ancient Rahi man, and he has the powers to change Hordika stuff. But when the Toa asked him like, "Hey, can you change his back into regular telemetry?" He's like, "No," and they're like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because well." It's kind of like confusing. In the movie, I kind of made sense of it more. In the book, he's like, because not all of you are here, and if you really want, the gist of it is like, if you really want Vakama to turn back to the good side, you can't do it as your old selves. That's not going to help him. He needs to see that you're with him in this moment. That's like the gist of what he's saying. Now, this isn't some like vague cryptic speech, but that's what I got from it. And so I think Matsuo has a good line. He's like, so you mean to tell me we came all this way just to find out we did not have to come all this way? He's like, then Kitaga's like, yeah, I find that funny too. But he's like, but listen, like, I am touched how much you're willing to do for your friends, so I won't change you back. But if you want to go fuck shit up on the way to get Vakama, like, I'll help you with that. I think the only reason I didn't like this is because the book doesn't dedicate any time to the Toa really reflecting on Vakama being evil. I don't think this is necessary in the movie. You kind of, well, first off, there's the baggage that the book adds to Vakama and why he turned evil is not there. So, so I already so you don't really need a lot of the Toa being like, man, I hope we get Vakama back. You already understand why Vakama feels the way he is. Because in the book version, everyone gives Vakama shit. I kind of wish there was a little bit of like, yeah, but maybe I didn't have to give him shit like that. There's also the complexity of it is that they were justified in being mad at Vakama in this version because Vakama was being, even before he turned to a Hordika, he was kind of being an asshole to them and kind of cutting them out and like kind of holding himself higher than everyone. And I think the book does acknowledge that. It's like, yeah, Vakama deserved, like, Vakama was an asshole, but like maybe we should have understood that it was because he was going through something too, and we should have helped him instead of just snapping at him. And I think I think it's a two-way street, though. I think that's really just like both of them were at fault. I guess what I'm saying is I think this story is in the book version is way more complicated than the movie, so the answer wouldn't really be the same. I think.
Got it.
Yeah. So we also get a funny bit with Sidorak and Vakama. So Sidorak is trying to get used to Vakama being here, and he's like, dang, okay, well, I'm gonna get married to Rudaka, and that'll stop her from trying to overthrow me, because if we both run the armies on equal footing, she won't try to overthrow me, because why would she? But then there's this Vakama guy, and I don't like the way that he's a Toa. There's no way he really changed sides. But even if he did, what stops him from trying to overthrow me?
Dang.
And he tries to little bro Vakama this whole time. So he's like, oh, Vakama, you really remind me of a young version of myself. And Vakama doesn't answer him. He's like, oh, that was a compliment, by the way. Vakama's like, oh.
Yeah. Did you know I think so highly of myself? I mean, come on, take that as a compliment, dude. Come on. No.
I like how Vakama just doesn't care about Sidorak. He saw Rudaka just disrespect. He already talked to Rudaka about Sidorak, and he knows Rudaka doesn't care about Sidorak, so he doesn't care about Sidorak at all. So he's doing a lot of eye rolling and a lot of all the yada yada. And Sidorak's like, just so you know, Vakama, you'll be in charge of my horde. Do whatever you say, unless if I say otherwise, right? And Vakama's like, yeah, sure. So Vakama gets to run his own horde, and then they just kind of wait for the Toa to show up, and the Toa do show up, like they do in the movie, and they infiltrate the Colosseum to go rescue the Matoran, and they agree they're gonna get Vakama later. I do like this bit though. In the movie, they play this joke a little bit shorter, but I do like the extension. There's in the movie, there's a moment where the Toa where Vakama's doing his whole evil speech, and he's like, "Bow down to me," and then in the book they extend it to be like, "Bow down to me," and then Sidorak coughs, and he goes into the Visorak, and Sidorak coughs again. He's like, I mean, into Sidorak.
Wow.
Just so much disrespect for this guy. And then I knew it was and if we don't, and then the guy's like, I will make you, and he throws the shit out. The book version adds that Vakama is more hesitant, again, because his motivation isn't that he wants to kill the Toa, it's that he just wants the Matoran. He thinks this is the only way to save the Matoran is through the Visorak, and that the Toa stand no chance of doing it on their own. They need that Vakama needs absolute power if he's going to save the Matoran. But that's in the movie again. It's just that he snapped, he's just evil. In this one, he's like, I'm an anti-hero. That's how he sees himself.
Got it. Again with the snap references, man. Come on,
there we go.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, so he's a bit more hesitant to attack his friends than in the movie version. And Rudaka takes note of that, and she's like, "Hey, yo, Vakama, shoot them, shoot these motherfuckers! What are you doing?" So the fight starts, and the Toa go to find the Matoran, but Matau breaks off to go fight Vakama directly. Again, this is something that I guess they're set up for it in the book version, but in the movie, Matau doing it makes sense because he's been giving Vakama nothing but shit since the second film. In the book, that's more of a Nua than Matau's thing. So it kind of feels like a Nua should be here. Or at least Nokama, because Nokama's always been supportive of Vakama, but I guess they want to make sure it's 1-to-1 like the movie, I guess. I don't really agree with this decision, but we'll see. But yeah, and then as the arc ends, it ends on a funny note. So so they also realize, so there's also this noise going on in the background, and Rudaka's like, okay, well the Toa are here, but I still hear that damn noise. What is it? And they find out that it's Kitangu. And Sidorak knows how strong Kitangu is, so he's like, oh shit, that's not who I think it is. And Vakama's like, yeah, that's Kitangu. And he's like, I thought that was a myth. And he was like, I guess it isn't. So I guess I'll go fight him.
Mhm.
So Vakama gets to fight Kitagu, and Rudaka goes, Vakama, no, actually, let Sidorak do it. And Sidorak's like, what? He's like,
Ooh.
yeah, no, my king, my glorious king Sidorak, you go fight Kitangu. And Sidorak in his head, he's like, well, if I fight Kitangu, he'll kill me, because like that's fucking Kitangu. But if I back down, I look like a bitch in front of the horde and Rudaka, and I can't let that slide.
Okay.
So he's like, I guess I'm gonna fight Kitagu.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And Rudaka's like, and Rudaka's to himself, he's like, yeah, I fucking got him. He's gonna get himself.
Yeah.
And so Vakama's like, well, what do you want me to do? And she's like, just go kill the Toa or some shit. I don't know, just wait a minute. So,
Mhm.
and so Mattel corners Vakama, and the arc for them ends with next time they'll be fighting, and Sidorak. So Kitangu's climbing up the tower, and he's trying. So Sidorak's trying to shoot him off before it gets to him. It actually does shoot Kitangu down to the earth. And I like it. Rudaka's so, at this point in the movie, in the book, Rudaka's so done with Sidorak. She's like, I'm almost impressed you landed a shot. Wow, congratulations.
Damn.
so,
Damn.
oh, yeah, she really doesn't care. But yeah, next time we will see the Toa fight for their lives as they try to free the Matoran. We'll see Vakama facing off against Mattel for the fate of their brotherhood, I guess. And we will also see Kitangu versus Sidorak and Rudaka. Well, I guess more Sidorak than Rudaka, but yeah. I thought this arc was a bit. I feels like we're rushing to get to the. Well, it feels like the book and the movie events don't match up as much as they should. Like they still match up. Like it's still the same story, but it feels like it doesn't match up as well. So I don't really. I'm not really gonna say it's a. It feels a bit off.
It needs to be balanced, man. You know.
Yes. Like because again, by the time we get here, the entire motivation for Vakama has changed, and because of that, the entire book should change with it, but it's not. So I'm not really kind of a fan of the one-to-one adaptation, but it is still like the dialogue's still cool. It's not as cool as the movie, but it is cool. But I guess at this rate, next time we come back, we'll be done at least with the movie version of events at this pace. I'm kind of excited. Then I think we have like 10 more chapters, and we're off Metro Nui. We're on to the next island. So there we go.
All right, there you go. Can't wait to see the action explosion in the next couple of stories, man. So
I think it's one of my favorite. Without going into that, I think it's one of my favorite like femme fatale betrayals I've ever seen. It's like just so funny. It's just like. But
there you go.
We'll see it, but yeah, we made it. Only two of us left.
Yeah, dynamic duo, man.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us, audience. So tell us what you read this week, and yeah, we'll see you all next time. So, all right, bye. See ya.